Hello and welcome, or welcome back to my Dandelion Diaries. Today is another monthly plan with me. I don't know how we have gotten this far already in the year. It is already October, or about to be. I'm shocked. I'm truly shocked. October is one of those weird months that is 6 weeks. Technically, it has like one day on a Sunday and then one day on a Monday. So we're going to have to get creative with the undated common planner that I have, considering that it is only set up to have 5 weeks in a month. But I'll show you kind of like what I plan on doing with that, since I had to do it for July as well. As for supplies today, I'll try to link everything in the description. I have a lot of things that I'm using this time, but for now, I just kind of want to jump straight into this and get working on it, because October is fall, which is one of my favorite seasons, and I just want to make sure that I'm prepared, you know? Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and start off with a colored marker here. I think I'm going to do this light blue color. I didn't really want to do orange or green or black, or purple, I guess, which are like the normal Halloween-y colors, which, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love those colors. I wanted to keep it a little bit simpler and just do kind of like some pastel-y colors to match some of the bits and bobs that I already have. And I also wanted to use my Halloween washi from the Coffee Monsters Co., which isn't necessarily blue, it's gray, but I figured like blue and gray go really well together, and I don't really have a lot of gray things, but I have a lot of blue things, so we're gonna kind of play around with that. I also like purple in this a little bit. I know I just said no purple. Anyways, let's just keep going. Since this is an undated planner, I do have to date everything myself, so I want to make sure that I'm doing the month and the year at the top here. So I used my Tombow Fudenosuke brush tip and the hard tip pen version for that. And then I'm just going to go ahead and start with my sidebar while the highlighting marks I made dry down, because writing on top of those, if you've ever experienced it, they can get a little like bleed through. Like, I guess it's too much ink at once for the page, so the ink either feathers or it bleeds through the back, so we just let it dry down for a minute and we continue after that. But I'm just using some random leftovers that I have from old kits for my sidebar over here. These are just dots, and then the labels are from the Coffee Monsters Co. Again, I just try to use up what I have versus opening new stuff, especially for this planner, because it's kind of like my experimental planner, I guess you could say, in terms of I don't have plans for this. I just am kind of working with it as I go, because the 𝗬𝗃𝗁 cousin this year is my main planner, but the common planner for 2024 is going to be my main planner, so I wanted to make sure that I test out the undated version to the max to see if I can fit everything possible in it. That's probably way too many dots, but it's okay, we're gonna go with it. Next, I'm going to put a little section for highlights, and I'll label all this in a minute. I just like to stick all the stickers down first because I find it a little simpler. But yeah, I like to have a nice little section for highlights, and then I also like to have a section where I track my weight by week. I've been playing with my monthly sidebar for a while now. I haven't really made the plunge of anything I'm dedicated to yet, but I do like having kind of a list of like snapshot items that are happening that month, but I also like having a list of things I need to complete for that month. I just misspelled highlights again, y'all. Oh my gosh. I need to go back to grade school because I can't spell. Anyways, but yeah, so for the dots, I usually use either like snapshot items I have or tasks I need to get done. Anyways, I'm about to show you guys what I'm going to do for the extra week we have for October. But first, I'm going to write out the week numbers. This helps me just kind of keep track of where I'm at in terms of the year. I just I don't know, there's so many different ways you can track your time, right? Like you have 12 months in a year, 52 weeks in a year, 365 days, sometimes 366. Like there's just too many options, and I like to have all of the options because why not? Okay, so as we know, October has 31 days, and the 1st of October starts on this Sunday over here. So I'm going to put a 1 right there, I guess. And I guess I will, yeah, I'm just going to continue doing that really quick. We're going to label it first, and then I'll do the last little box. Okay, so for October, the last 2 days are a Monday and a Tuesday, and it is unfortunately making it a 6-week month versus a 5-week month. So what I do here is I take a ruler and a very light fine liner. You could even do this in pencil if you wanted to. I just like the permanence of the fine liner. This is in the light gray Staedtler fine liner in the 0.3 tip, I think. And all I'm going to do is basically draw a straight line to the edge of the page. And it's basically going to make 2 more boxes for me. And the reason why I like using this specific fine liner is because it's very light, so it doesn't look like I'm really adding too much once I put everything on the page. But I will say that it is still darker than the print of this common planner, so it is noticeable if you like stare at it. But from far away, or like if I'm busy looking at other things, I don't really notice it, and it doesn't bother me in the slightest. So that is my solution for this undated planner and making the correct number of days. Obviously it's not everybody's cup of tea, and that's really okay. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and write in the days of the week at the top, and then I think I'm just going to do some decorating really quick before we get to like the actual planning aspect. Okay, so for decoration, like I said, I'm going to be using the Coffee Monsters Co. Halloween Cozy Washi Tape. I love the little vampire that's hanging upside down. And I'm just going to leave enough space, I think, up here for the monthly header that I want to do. And just do this over here. And I don't care if it's even or not, because, I don't know, I've been really liking the kind of off-centered look. And then I'm going to add a little bit down here as well, just so it kind of balances a little bit. So I don't know about you, but Halloween is my favorite holiday. I enjoy it much more than Christmas, I guess, because it's more of a celebration of being anything that you want. Like, you can dress up as any character you want, you can put on makeup or dress a certain way, and there's absolutely complete freedom with it, and I think it's really beautiful. And I also like that it's also part of a celebration of like Dia de los Muertos, which is Day of the Dead, where we celebrate our loved ones and friends and family who have moved on to another life, and I think that's really special. I also feel like October is one of those months that is a celebration of a harvest, a celebration of things that have come to fruition, a celebration of desires, and I really enjoy that about this particular season. Obviously, the autumn, fall vibes are in full swing, and, you know, pumpkin spice lattes and apple cider and staying indoors and being cozy, and it's a really pleasant time of the year. But I will also say that it's a tough time for a lot of people because it's getting closer to the holiday season, and holidays can be really tough if you've lost loved ones. And I think that's one thing I really like about October and Halloween and things like that, is it is a way to honor the dead in a sort of way, but you can make it as beautiful as you want, or as scary as you want in some cases. Okay, the next thing I'm gonna do here is take my mild liner in another color and kind of map out where my bills are, and then also any birthdays that I will be celebrating this month. which I have one in particular that is kind of important. And then the other things I have going on this month are really just one item for now. Obviously, it's still at the beginning of the month and things can be added on. But my friend from high school is getting married. So my boyfriend and I will be attending her wedding on the 14th. And I'm really excited for her because I guess it's a big deal for her because she came out to her parents and they kind of accepted her. Like, her mom accepted her fully, but her dad was a little, I guess, unapproving. And so I really want to be there for her support, and I'm excited to see her and her wife get married, and it's going to be a wonderful time. And knowing her, she's going to have the most extravagant, obnoxious wedding because that's just her personality, and I love that about her, and I'm really excited to see kind of what she chose to do. So for astrology this month, we have a full moon that is going to be called the Hunter moon, and that is on the 28th. Maybe on the 29th, depending on where you are. Just make sure you're checking your local reference guides. And the Hunter's moon is all about storing your meat for the coming winter weather. So you want to get your last hunting in. You want to make sure that you're getting prepared for any kind of food storage that you're going to be able to keep longer term. At least this is how it was like before food storage existed, right? But I still think it's really neat to kind of live by the season or by the moons. So if you were to go hunting, which the first day of deer season in my area is the first weekend of November. So being that this full moon is kind of towards that first weekend of November is pretty accurate in terms of when you would go hunting and be able to save your meat. And usually by a full moon, you'll have enough light to kind of work into the night as well. And I think that's really interesting. Also in October, though, we have a full annual solar eclipse, which is so cool. Solar eclipses are just really unique planetary movements with obviously the sun eclipsing the moon. Obviously with the new moon, I don't know if we're going to be able to see it or not, but I still think it's a very cool kind of aspect of the planets. There is one more exciting thing happening for me this month in terms of exciting things, and that is I will be officially launching my sticker shop in October. October 1st is the day that it will go live. I will have more information coming soon, so don't panic, but I just wanted to give you guys an actual date of when it will be going up. So this is when my sticker shop is going to be launching. And I'm very excited, so I hope you guys are excited too. Okay, so before I make the monthly header, I'm going to go ahead and do my little astrology blurb here at the bottom. This is just where I like to keep track of the, I guess, major zodiacs for the month, which October goes from Libra into Scorpio, which I think is a really cool shift because we go from like balance and harmony into full-on desire and transformation. Quite a big shift in my opinion, but it's still fun energy altogether. And these markers are the 𝗦𝘃 sign brush pens. I don't know which collections they've come from. They have 3 different ones, but I really like all of them, honestly. I think the vintage one is my favorite. It's a little bit more like muted tones, but the other ones they have are really nice too. All right, so I'm gonna do some last minute updates real quick, and then we will do the October monthly header, and then I think that will conclude this section of my plan with me. All right, so to do my little monthly, I guess, header, I usually do something like this where I do a script through it. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of show you guys how I have been doing that. I like to usually sketch it out in pencil first, but we're going to be brave today and we are not going to use pencil first. And we're doing this on camera, so y'all get to see how this turns out. So I'm going to take my mild liner here and I'm basically going to draw a chunky lettered version of October. So since this is chisel tip, my plan is when I do a downstroke, it'll be a fat line. And then when I do an upstroke, it'll be a skinny line. And I may have to kind of color it in a little bit in some places, but the point is it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect for this. I'm also going to try to make sure my letters are spaced out a little bit, so that way I have room to kind of do cursive in between them if I want to. The beauty of this being on grid paper too is really nice because you can make everything kind of evenly spaced if you need to. Again, I'm not going for perfection here. I'm just kind of going for something that looks a little messy but still pretty even at the same time. And I like how that turned out. Okay, so after that, I'm basically going to take my 𝗦𝘃𝗃 in the hard tip, and I'm going to outline the outside of this. So I'm going to essentially make them bubble letters, but I'm going to make them slightly off-centered. But I'm still going to leave that kind of hollowed out letter appearance. And again, doing this on camera without having drawn it out first is mildly horrifying. Just so you know, I have perfectionist tendencies, but they're not horrible all the time. But right now they're screaming at me to just stop what I'm doing, finish this off camera. But I'm wanting to be brave here. I want to be sure to show you guys the reality that if you mess up, it is totally, absolutely okay. I also think the artist in a lot of us has this problem of it has to be perfect, otherwise other people will think we're a bad artist. And the reality is that's not true. Everybody's art is totally unique to them, and I think that is what makes artistry so beautiful. Anyways, let's continue on. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to write the letter in small cursive, kind of like loopy cursive, in between each of the other letters. So if I were to plan this out, I'd probably want to put the O inside the O, the C inside the C, T, O, B, E, R, so that way I don't have a letter on the outside of the word at all. And that's pretty much it. Obviously you could do this with different colored pens and it would have a different effect, but I like kind of the messy, simplistic look that it gives, and I have been doing it for several of the other months and really like how it's turned out so far. So I'm gonna leave it like that. All right, so I think that's all I'm going to be doing for my plan with me and my common planner for the month of October. Throughout the month, I will update this. A lot of times I'll just write down little snippets in the little boxes of stuff that either happened that day, or I will need to plan out more things as they come onto my schedule. For now, this is all I got. I have my sticker shop launching on the 1st, so stay tuned for that. I have my friend's wedding, my brother's birthday, the solar eclipse, a hunter's full moon, and of course my favorite holiday, Halloween, in which case, I don't know, maybe I'll do something fun this year, because last year with the COVID and everything, we just kind of stayed in. So there's that. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up. I enjoy doing plan with me's with you guys, but monthlies are always a little bit of a struggle for me, so let me know what you think in the comments. If you're interested in any of the other videos I have done for the Common Planner, I do have a playlist now on my YouTube, so you can watch kind of all the videos I've done with my Common Planner if you need inspiration or want to see what I've done personally and my feelings and all that kind of good stuff. But yeah, for now, I think that's all I have for you guys, and I'm excited. I will keep you guys updated, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.